Hello. I have been automated to the task of analyzing the Generation Z, initiating presentation. This is Earth. During its 21st century, humans began labeling their generations in an attempt to justify poor decision-making. Humans over time became part man, part machine, built for hurt, built for destruction. Gods created, people, civilizations, all destroyed for guts, hiding in plain sight. Unaware, at ease. Pungent messages spread through thick fog. Chipping paint. Light shines through an open window. Gray overcast. The air whistles, harmonizing with the buzz of the television and of the drone of a blank mind. Test, test, test. Rise and shine, sleepyhead. This is Kaneda. She has been selected to be our subject. A point of interest, if you will.
My name is Kaneda. I'm 20 years old, soon to be 21. And live in Denver, Colorado for the time being. I work a lot. I kind of grew up in like a lot of different places. I mean, it would take me a while to find friends, which kind of sucked. I think like the last move from moving to California to here was the hardest because that's like the longest stretch of time that I've been in one place. I grew up in a very low income family. I didn't really start interacting like with the internet on like a regular basis until I was in like 6th grade, 7th grade maybe, when I got like my first little Android.
How will my perception alter your reality? An eager yearning for the results of fellow peers. An analysis of self-deprecation.
So at first I could only have like 10 contacts on my phone and they had to know all of them. I had to give my phone in at a certain time. Couldn't have it at night by myself. It was like, I could only have like 2 games max on there because it wasn't for games. It's, you know, because I was walking home from school. It's the only reason why they gave me one. So I think I like kind of did benefit a little bit maybe from those kind of restrictions because it was really not regulated at all. You could go up and like Google anything and it would pop up. Also, I think it still like encouraged me to like go out and do things in real life, having like, you know, them kind of teaching me and showing me that line between, you know, internet and like false idols and everything fake and real, what's real people, real lives, real connections. You know, being a kid when like Instagram was like first like a thing, and you know, having all of that at the touch of like your fingertips was very, in positive and negative ways, very influential, I think, on me as like a kid who was like about to go into high school. And like socially, I guess it was a really big influence. I think the older that I got creatively, it became a bigger influence, but I think when I was younger, it was mostly just like social pressure.
Fear of what's to come. Have you completed your goal? You can be better. Work, work, work. Success is survival. Cutthroat. Go read a book. You look stupid. Driven by want. Greed. You will only get so far. A stone turned too soon. Boulders pushed upon pedestal walls. Faceless. Gray. Hollow. Push. 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 Be happy. Be content. You could have it worse. Why do you choose to be sad? Miserable. Content. Push. Push. Push.
when I am like going on all social media platforms very frequently, I think that happens a lot. And I think there's also like this pressure on yourself to be like, oh, like I just learned about this and they're doing that with this information or like this new skill, and like I want to strive to be like that. And you can like, I feel sometimes that it can help enhance that like ability to like take in and digest knowledge. But I also do feel like because of that whole, you're constantly seeing other people and like subconsciously or consciously comparing yourself to that, it can be really negative. And there is an abundance of knowledge in the world. It is endless. It is endless. You could spend your entire life just learning, and there you wouldn't have learned everything in the world. You would like have learned this much. Like if it stays where it's at and nothing improves, we're already kind of on that verge of where it's like blending, like that line is getting blurred a little bit. Optimistic existentialism. The word absurd is like, in short, you know, something like outwardly crazy and just completely like what? Camus kind of explains the idea that everything is absurd. We're on cosmic dust that turned into a rock, and we're not like entirely sure how it is what it is now, but it's what it is. There's a giant ball of fire that we like kind of all go around just, you know, forever, question mark. We like make things that we call chairs just so we don't have to stand on our bones for too long. If you break it down that way, you'll realize that everything around you is insane and absurd. But at the same time, it's completely meaningless. One of my favorite lines that kind of like explains this idea is like, it doesn't matter if the earth revolved around the sun or if the sun revolved around the earth, everything was still the same. Once you kind of start talking about that idea, it starts sounding pretty grim. There's only one serious philosophical problem, and that is of suicide. Because when people come to this like nihilistic conclusion, it is that person's like inability to cope with and understand the absurdity of the world. Yes, everything is absurd. Nothing means anything. But that's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it fucking awesome. It's all insane. Be insane. Do whatever you want. Don't worry about anything. It literally doesn't matter. It doesn't. And I also think, you know, to create, especially if, you know, if you're using the knowledge that you have gained to create in this world, like your entire life, everything is just a blank canvas, and you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. It doesn't matter what you do. If you want it to matter to you, then it does. But, you know, if you could create art or anything, you know, with your life, why wouldn't you want to? Nothing matters unless you want it to, and if it does matter to you, you are allowing it to have an impact on you. You're allowing it to matter. But with like absurdity specifically, Camus was really trying to like drive home this point that like the simplest things here on Earth is what you should allow to matter to you. The heat of the sun on your face, being in like, you know, cool water in the ocean while like the entire sea looks like 1,000 glistening suns. Things like that is what you should allow yourself to pay more attention to, rather than worrying about how crazy something specific is, because it's all insane. It's all insane once you kind of like understand that and realize that it's just a very much so carefree way of living and thinking.
Passerbys feel one-dimensional. Spokes of the tire click, 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 click. No time for love. No time for you. The light reflects and continues to fall. Fall into a place you will never reach. Sticks and stones are all you know. The future is endless yet never comes. You are the spitting image of what you don't know.